In this video, I'm going to be talking about integrated development environments, or IDE. So what exactly is an integrated development environment, or what is an IDE, and why do you need it? So it's important to understand that an integrated development environment, or an IDE, is just simply a software that is developed to help software engineers build software products conveniently. Okay, so it's much more, it's a bit complex than a text editor, in that with an integrated development environment, it has pre-installed development tools. So it has the compiler installed, it has the interpreter installed, it has the consoles installed, it has a debugger installed, it has profiling tools to show you the performance of your software, there's code inspectors that run through to check errors in your code. Okay, as you are writing your code. So they have more features than I have listed here, but that's what an integrated development environment is. So why is a development environment necessary, or how did it come about? So I'm talking about, let's go back to, let's say, 40 years, okay, before now. 40 years before now, the people didn't have IDEs, or the software engineers didn't have IDEs. IDEs were not there. So what used to happen was that if you need to run a program, okay, you'd have to download, first of all, the compiler on its own, okay. Two, if it needs an interpreter, you download the interpreter on its own. You download the text editor on its own, okay. You download profiling tools on their own and install them. So for you to just be able to run Java, you have to download each separate component that you need to use individually, and then install all those components, and then start to run them. And then that's when you start doing a development in Java or in any other programming language. So now this became so tiresome, because just for you to set up the runtime environment to develop your software was actually very time consuming. So now the idea of integrated development environment was introduced so that the software engineers sort of coming up with an idea. Let me say that software engineers came up with an idea that let's just build one software where we're going to have a text editor inside it. We're going to have a compiler inside that software. We have a console inside that software. We have a debugger in that software. So if you want to develop any software or anything, you just download the IDE for that particular programming language, and then you just start developing from there, because the compilers is already pre-installed, the debugger is pre-installed, all the tools that you need are pre-installed. Okay, you might need to install some tools for your own customization, but all the necessary tools that you need are there. They're put inside the IDE. So an IDE is just an advanced form of a text editor with compilers pre-installed. And remember that in the text editor, we learned that compilers and interpreters are not pre-installed. Okay, so that's what an IDE is, and that's where the concept of IDEs came from. So you have to understand that IDEs are only used for software development, unlike text editors. You can use them partly for some other work, but IDEs are specifically developed for software development and nothing else. Okay, so examples of IDEs, let's say if you want to be writing Java, the IDE that you need to download is called Eclipse. Or if you don't want Eclipse, you can download the alternative one that you can download is NetBeans. For C++, you need to install code blocks. There are different forms of installations, but code blocks will be the easiest for you. Python, if you need to write Python, you need an IDE for Python. The recommended one is PyCharm. Okay, so that is what you need to understand about integrated development environments. Are simply softwares that are developed for software engineers to develop or to program or build software conveniently. Okay, they have compilers and interpreters pre-installed, and basically all the development tools are pre-installed on that software. Just install them and start writing your software. Okay, so that's what you need to know about integrated development environments.